Hi, I'm Mandy Eduque. I'm retired from racing, but I'm still involved because I'm with AAP. I basically started with motorsports at a relatively advanced age. I was already 32 when I did my first rally. And the people I was rallying with started when they were 16, 17, sila Vic Isada and all these guys. They started when they were young, and that includes Jun Espino. I started as a navigator, and basically after I did 3 rallies, I said to myself, if I'm going to die during this, I might as well kill myself while I'm driving. So I switched. I became a driver. People tend to say, oh, it's the driver who won or it's the driver, but it's not, no? In fact, the co-driver is more important than the driver. So I asked myself, who should I try to get as my co-driver? And at the time, Jun Espino was the best co-driver. And I was just basically starting out in the game, no? So I said to myself, if I go to Jun and ask him, can you be my co-driver? He probably will say no. But I said, what do I lose, right? I'll just ask him, and if he says no, sorry na lang. So one day I went to Jun and I said, Jun, I'm basically only starting, but I need a good, maybe even the best co-driver. So sabi ko, are you willing to take a chance by co-driving for me? And strangely enough, he said yes. And that was in the late 70s, and I stopped rallying around 2003. So we were together for 26 years, which is a long time. But I tell you, it was such a blessing to have him as a co-driver.
Hi, I'm Barry Ortiz, a retired rally co-driver, and I'm trying to get back into rallying by being part of RallySprint. Remembering Jun, there's a lot of stories about Jun, but I remember Jun because he was one of the people responsible for me to get into rallying. Jun has this habit of always treating us like school children when he was teaching us how to navigate. He used to say that to be good at navigating, you have to not be very motion sensitive.
Hi, I am Art Guevara. Used to be a rally driver and now an official for RallySprint. I have many favorite memories with Jun Espino. He trained me to become an official, and then eventually we were always together in all the races. As I recall, we were together the last weekend before he passed.
My name is Jayem Magno. My best memories with Jun is when we did the 1985 Hong Kong to Beijing rally, in which he co-drove for Mandy Eduque, and I was the crew chief for them. I didn't drive for Jun, but I was his protege, I would say. He was actually the one who gave me the break so I could join the rally scene.
I'm Earl Palma. I used to be a navigator for Jun Magno in the old days. Jun Espino was my mentor in a way, together with Blue. Lifetime of memories. He's a very colorful character. Everything he does is one for the books. One of the things we used to do before any rallies, we check out the route and make pace notes. He taught us how to do pace notes, one of the things. He was the most comfortable guy in the whole rally when you think about it. He died too young. He could have shared so much, especially if he was the one sitting here. Sure, he has many, many stories.
Jun and I rallied here. We went abroad. We rallied in Malaysia. We rallied in New Zealand twice. We rallied going to China 3 times. We rallied in the States once. We rallied in Australia twice. So by the time we finished rallying abroad, the only Filipinos to have competed in that many WRC rallies. I really miss Jun because when we were rallying, of course you don't just do the rallies, you spend 2 weeks before the rally doing recce. I like to joke that during my rally days, I spent more time with Jun than with my wife, which is true. You know, I'm sure my wife was also glad that I spent more time with him than with her.
Jun Espino contributed a lot to the development of rallying here in the Philippines. He was, I think, one of the icons of Philippine rallying in here in the country. He was responsible for teaching a lot of us that entered rallying as a sport.
There are very few people that I would say rallying will not be the same without them, and Jun Espino is one of them, because every time there's a rally, he would assist the newcomers, he would invite enthusiasts to join the event, he would train the marshals, he was everywhere. He was a one-man team. He could even plot the route, he could audit, he could organize a whole rally all by himself.
He would always call me and ask me if I would accompany him to the races. Now, when he was getting sick, I was the one naman who was calling him and telling him that I will be driving for him. Jun is definitely one of the pillars of motorsports.
There are times when I have a problem and I ask myself, what would Jun have told me to do? But of course, he's not there anymore, no? But I try to remember all the advice that Jun gave me and how he would have tackled the problem. And so, he's still with me. He's still with me. I always have him in the back of my mind. What would Jun have done?
I wasn't here when the rallying scene started, but I could see how in the very beginning they scratched it out of nothing. It was enthusiasts making do with whatever money they had. Just make do. And it's for the love of the sport. People say, why do you do it? Why do you rally? It's hard to explain. Once you finish a rally, whether you win or you lose, it's an accomplishment that you'll remember forever. And the people you work with, the teamwork that you've developed, and the camaraderie, the competition, will always be there to be remembered. And the nice thing about it is, after all is said and done, we can all be in one room together and talk about it and laugh about it. I'm sure the sport will evolve, and in the spirit of Jun Espino, I hope it lives on. It lives on. His spirit lives on with the future generations, because it's something you will carry for the rest of your life in a good way.